are there moments in your life where you can look at a friend, partner, a family member and say, despite me wanting them to behave or act differently or treat me differently, they did what they needed to do for themselves? And were you able to accept that about them, or did it make you really upset and make you judge them and criticize them? Which doesn't mean that it can be one or the other. You can be upset that somebody might be hurting your feelings in order to protect themselves. But are you able to humanize people in those moments and recognize that you have moments like that as well, where you, despite wanting to be able to show up for somebody, or despite wanting to have a conversation with somebody, or maybe loving somebody, but just having enough of them for the day or the moment, had to choose yourself to do what you needed for yourself, despite what they wanted or needed from you. Furthermore, if there are a lot of moments where you showed up for people at the detriment of your own, how can you start recognizing where you can start showing up for yourself? And how can you start making peace with the fact that maybe you did self-abandon because you felt like you had to for other people? Where have people maybe not recognized your humanity and given you that space to choose yourself, even though they don't want you to? Maybe because that's not in their best interest, but it is for you. And where can you find a balance with people, both with yourself and with the way that you interact with others and they interact with you, where you all can humanize each other as much as possible and see each other as vulnerable beings who don't always know what's going on all the time or what they should do or what's right or what's wrong, but are trying their best, at least most of the time, to try to make things work. And basically, the too long didn't read is, how can you start to make peace with the fact that other people are experiencing different things and are going to choose themselves sometimes despite what you want? And how can you rehumanize yourself and recognize that sometimes you have to choose yourself over what other people might want? And how can you find yourself in rooms and spaces with your friends, your family, or your partner or whatever, where you're able to, for the most part, be able to understand each other and extend that grace and understanding that you all are flawed humans and that's okay. And it's something I make sure to revisit at least once a week because I want to make sure that my relationships with other people are running as smoothly as they can. And I want to make sure that I'm humanizing myself and others. And I want to make sure that I'm not falling into all or nothing or this or that or protective coping mechanisms or pushing people away, self-isolating, perfectionism, people-pleasing, all that stuff. I know that that's a part of my pattern, and it's something that I have to recognize and try to work with and understand the triggers, the red flags, and all that within myself so that I can be like, oop, we're falling back into that pattern. But anyway, I hope that helps at least one person. My name's Sarah. I'm your favorite self-experimenting coach or companion, and I help get people reacquainted with who they most authentically are. You're an amazing person, and I hope you have the best day.